I didn't see you over there. How's it going, friends? Family? Internet world? Everyone out there? How you doing? Just give me a second here. I'm whipping up some my second coffee of the day here. I got a little foamy latte from my boys at Groundwork. Groundwork's the shit. Got a little background music going. Just bear with me. Let me get this coffee going here. How's everyone doing out there? How's everyone doing? We're not really popping off in the live yet. Uh-oh, Sony. There you go. A couple other little experiments we're doing here. So, we are going to try to do a little change up on the recording and see what happens. And what I mean by that is on the Sony, we're doing 1080. I know, we're doing 1080 here. If anyone saw my video from yesterday, ended up being a colossal 44 gigabytes. 44 gigabytes. Hey, what's going on? 44 gigabytes was the file. An hour-long 4K file from the Sony a7 III. 44 gigabytes. 44 gigabytes. That's a lot of gigabytes. I mean, if you're not in the film world or the video world, I mean, look on your phone. Your phone might only be 64 gigabytes, 128 gigabytes. That is a humongous file. And then on Instagram, to upload, if you're going to upload a big ass file over 15 minutes, you have to do it from a computer. And then also, you have to make sure the file is an MP4 and is under 3.6 gigabytes. Yeah, so 3.6 gigabytes MP4. So I had to get my colossal 44 megabyte file into a 3.5 gigabyte file. So I had to make it, I don't know, what is that? Like 7%. I had to make a file 7% of its regular size. By the way, we're jamming here to a little shuffle on Apple Music. And Apple Music, I love you because I have Apple Music. And that means no ads. None of those goddamn Spotify ads. Those will be the nightmares those will be the subject of my nightmares will be those Spotify ads. I thought I hated YouTube ads, but Spotify's the worst. Like, the ads suck. Every person that comes on the Spotify ads has like the vocal fry, like the like you end everything in a question. I feel like only Australians and Kiwis can do that without it being like super annoying. Us Southern California seem to do it a lot. The little ending thing where you swoop up, and that's how you do it. So, our little coffee guys. What are they talking about? Oh yeah. So I had to get a 44 gigabyte file onto. I'm saying how loud I am when I'm back there. 44 gigabyte file. What's up, Scott? I had to get a 44 gigabyte file into 3.5 gigabytes for Instagram. And I still want it to look good. The whole point when I film these, I'm filming on a good camera, an A7S III, my new best friend. And then I'm going live on my iPhone 8 Plus, which is great. But you have to use the front camera if you want to like see anything. You have to use your front camera to like see comments and all that. You can maybe use a mirror or something, but is the Sony losing me? I'm doing a little focus. That eye tracker better not lose me. You better keep. Well, long story short, I got the file to 3.5 gigabytes. It's on the Instagram right now. Go check it out. I kind of did it was an hour. Your boy went for an hour. My goal is to really have these be long. You know, I enjoy. What's up, Kate? I enjoy rambling content. And the Sony, the phone's here, Sony's here. So Sony, just so you know, I'm talking to my phone and the flippy screen. I have the phone in a new area too, so it kind of looks like I'm looking the same way. Little camera tricks. Yeah, so I got the file down to a 720p file, and I somehow got it to 3 gigabytes. I don't know how I did it. I ended up like exporting it like 3 or 4 times, and each time I eventually had to bring in the LumaFusion, which is an app on your phone, and then export it with that because you can do like super low bit rates. I use Final Cut, and I can use Compressor to do that. But Compressor, I like couldn't get it open. I realized I have to re-buy Compressor on the Apple Store. I'm not buying Compressor. Are you kidding me? I come from the land of torrents, the age of torrents, and now you gotta buy stuff. It's like, it's un-American. No, I'm joking. I'll happily buy the Compressor, but it's unfortunate because Final Cut does such a good job with the stock exports. So I don't know. I'll probably just keep doing my LumaFusion. My LumaFusion hack. LumaFusion is an app on your phone that's really good for editing. I would recommend it. It's $20, $19.99, but it is the best. Like, take some videos and then you bring it in a LumaFusion, do your editing in LumaFusion, and then you can put it on your TikToks and your Instagrams and your Facebooks. Because then you're not editing within the app, and then when you make a mistake when you're editing within like, and now Reels, if you're making your edit in Reels, you mess up. Kind of sucks. You gotta go back from the start. So I would always recommend, doing at least a little like mock edit, or just get like the template of your edit down in the LumaFusion, and then bring it into whatever social media app you want to pop off on and go viral. But so back to my original story. So now we're shooting in 1080 on the Sony. And this iPhone is only 720p, this front camera. Then after it downloads and like re-uploads and Instagram destroys it with its compression, this 720 front-facing camera ends up looking like a pile of garbage. I mean, it actually doesn't look too terrible. The colors are pretty good. And I'm not gonna lie, for a 720 front-facing, 1 year live, it's not awful. It is not awful. This camera is probably better than the camera on your MacBook, the front-facing camera. But yeah, so we're shooting 1080, and we're also shooting at 8-bit color. We're going to 8-bit. I didn't want to do it. I couldn't figure out a 1080 setting where you shoot 10-bit and this 420 setting. There's 422 and then 420 10-bit. 8-bit is always 420, I believe. 10-bit can be 422. The problem is computers, they can't read this 10-bit 422. Like, they crash, they just can't do anything. So these cameras that have this amazing 10-bit color, and you want the best of the best, you put your settings at the best thing, you're gonna be disappointed when you throw it on your computer. You can't preview it. You bring it into your editing, and then it's laggy. It doesn't want to move. It's like, if you've ever edited a video that's like just doesn't, it slows your computer down and it just makes everything not work. It's the worst. It's the worst. You sit there all day and it renders and it just takes forever. So there's just little settings you can tweak to make it. Is the music too loud? Or is the music good? Music too loud or music good? What's up? How you doing? Music too loud or is the music good? What's the audience think here? The coffee's loud. But back to the story. So I'm shooting 1080 8-bit. So now I'm shooting basically the worst setting on this camera. But this is an experiment. Because yesterday it was such a pain in the ass getting this humongous file down to the Instagram sweet spot, the impossible Instagram settings, that I just wanted to see if I could avoid that if I want to shoot a longer video and not worry about it. So we're gonna try. We're trying this. We're gonna see how this looks. We're gonna see if there's issues that are caused when you shoot 8-bit or when they're not caused. So one issue I'm thinking that's gonna happen is there's gonna be some banding, which is like these like kind of layers of like compression that happen in the sky or like in white areas or in super black areas when there's not enough color, there's not enough information for the compression when it happens to like dig into, so it ends up being like those blocky things or just like bands. And not a fan. Big, not a fan at all of that. You can't have, it's nonsense. So we'll see if this does it, because this camera can shoot 10-bit and it can shoot such great 4K that I'm hoping it kind of just somehow translates into the 8-bit being, better. Also, I had something good to say in my brain. Forgot it though. Oh, the 1080p on this is downsampled 4K. So supposedly, the talk of the town is the Sony a7S III's 1080 is the best 1080 on the market. The best 1080. And for the people that don't know what 1080 means, it's 1080p. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the best, probably 5 years ago, the best format was 1080p, 1920 by 1080. 1920 horizontal, 1080 vertical. Then when 4K happened, 4K is basically double that. It's 3816 horizontal and 2160 vertical or something. Then 8K is another. 720p was only 1280 by 720. And before that there was 480, there was SD, which was like, the worst of the worst. So we keep getting bigger and bigger of a box, and then it ends up getting shrunk back down to, we still watch a lot of stuff in 1080p. Like our phones and stuff don't really play 4K yet even. But you really, at the end of the day, it's smart to kind of shoot at the maximum quality and then downgrade. But unless you're shooting just super long segments like this, where I'm just jabbering on about nonsense and blah, 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 or like a podcast deal where you have 3 cameras, coffee's done, where you have 3 cameras and you're going to have a shit ton of footage, then sometimes it's best to just shoot 1080, because then you're not having to deal with, all that space, all that file size. It adds up quick. Let's see here. Let's get this coffee. I gotta put the half and half in first. It's kind of my move. We're doing this all on camera. If anyone wants to know in the chat if the music's too loud or if it's okay. Music too loud or is it okay? I guess we'll see. Yesterday, during the hour-long Tinder experiment, which I suggest everyone goes and checks that out. I think it was a good experiment. I think I proved a good point. I think I went pretty in on a lot of our social, even our sexual kind of dynamics, etc. I'm good at pretending I know what I'm talking about. And obviously, y'all, anything I say, I'm never 100% certain on. Even like anything, just because I understand that to be certain about anything is silly, it's nonsense. Like you can be 99%, it's kind of like, kills 99.9% of germs. There's always going to be a teeny tiny bit of doubt, or, because like I like to say, and how I like to think is that people that think they know everything, and they think they're right on something, and they're right on every, those kind of people. Unless they're like your parents, or like, they usually are right. And just because, like, when you're younger, I also got to try to stop saying and like. But, like, it's hard to say. Luckily, I haven't gotten too many complaints yet about my filler words. But I enjoy, or I ponder it as smart to take everything with a grain of salt. All your heroes will fail you, is the grand point here. Not in a bad or good way. You just can't put anyone on this pedestal of all-knowing. That's like a narcissist, right? You think you know everything and the world revolves around you. That's probably like one of the adjectives to describe that personality type or that person or type of person. I was going to write some notes down, y'all. I don't have my notebook, though, available, and I didn't do it. I didn't do my homework. Don't tell anyone, though. Awesome cute dogs and attractive woman just walked by over there. That was pretty cool. So you guys are jamming to some tunes. Got on shuffle. This is one from, this is Welcome to Ego Enlightenment from what CD is this called? The CD is called Ego Enlightenment. Check it out, Spotify, iTunes, etc. Pretty stoked, y'all. I've actually released over 100 songs. I think it's up to 150. between collaborations and just all the stuff I've released and my dad's music, it could almost be at 200. So it's a pretty cool. We're already past 15 minutes, and now I gotta upload on the computer. So this will be a good test. See if this 1080 wants to dick me down good, and never call me again, or we establish a great relationship that lasts for years. So I'm hoping it's the latter, because yesterday was a nightmare trying to get this 4K footage to get to small enough to go on Instagram. It was an absolute nightmare. What else we got going on, y'all? So I'm beat up still. Went shredding. Made a little reel. It's going viral. It's basically viral. I mean, what? 400 views, 400 likes or something? So it's viral. So now that I'm kind of like a internet sensation, I'm probably going to be like a little harder to get a hold of. And, like I'm just... I did it, like that's going to be a hard one to break. I'm going to be able to break that one. I probably shouldn't have even brought it up. But yeah, I'm an internet sensation now. But the goal is to really try to just keep doing this, and it's fun for me. I don't know how to start making money like doing this. I guess eventually if my YouTube started doing better, I could monetize the YouTube. And then, I got another wave. Hey, what's up? Oh wait, crap, I don't know how to... It's hard to do Instagram live stuff. My YouTube... I'd be stoked if I could get that popping off a little better. But for some reason I'm like stuck in YouTube and I can't break through. Part of it is laziness with thumbnails. I will admit I need to step up my thumbnail game. Even when I do thumbnails though, it doesn't seem to help me. And I've had YouTube for so long, I think my channel is just so deep in the archives that it has trouble with the videos popping up on any feeds or anything. I probably would have better luck if I created a new YouTube channel and just started from scratch. But I don't really feel like doing that. So we're just gonna keep hammering the nail until it breaks the wood and is destroyed. But I don't care. My YouTube's, I don't even know, it is 10 years old. I mean, I have a good amount of plays and it's kind of popping, but I just I only get like a couple views, and it's, even on thumbnails, I don't know. Maybe I just suck. That's probably what it is. The content's just lame. People are like, oh, you suck. But I've definitely seen lamer content on there. I think as well, excuse me. I think as well, my content isn't polarizing enough or clickbaity enough. And a lot of times I'm not hopping on the trends. And this was another thing I wanted to just discuss real quickly, was like the thing that happened recently. Like, everyone's talking about it, everyone's making jokes. And there'll be the next thing everyone will talk about, everyone will make jokes. Then there'll be the next thing, there's the last thing, there's the thing before that. And it's kind of sad that now we're almost in this, like, addiction to what the media is saying, and then an addiction to only the trending topics, and we don't really care about other topics. And those won't really even breach the surface because they're not in the like collective consciousness of the current caring with Karen. Caring Karen. This song's cool. Actually, let this song cool. Let this song play out. There's like a little kind of an opera-y harmony. Baked Boys on this one. I might turn this one up a little bit. Cell phone girls. Where are my cell phone girls at? I'm a cell phone boy. We're cell phone people. We're cell phone people. How's this volume? Okay, we're good. The Sony's looking great. This is looking great. We'll see how this turns out, though. We will see how this 1080 8-bit... Ugh, bleh. 1080 8-bit. Ugh. I'm kind of nervous. This isn't going to turn out that good. Yeah, back to my little monologue of the trends. It's almost, I think I've said this before, reality is mirroring TikTok now. Like, reality is now mirroring art. reality, because TikTok's all about the trends, and then like, oh, I'm doing this dance, like boom, boom. Oh, I did that dance, like, oh, I'm gonna do that dance, it's popular, boom, boom. Same thing in reality. Oh, that thing's popular. People are talking about this. I'm gonna talk about that. We don't want to think people care like about our opinions and what we have to think and say, and how much is it really of us trying to convince people or change people? Is it more so just we want to know that we're right, or is it more so that we want to be accepted, or we just want people to know, like, I'm agreeing with what y'all are saying, so don't outcast me or keep me in the group, or you don't really. It's just really interesting to me because media didn't always used to be so current events driven and so media driven, or like, I mean, social media hasn't been around that long, but it's life. Social media and life is just like the newspaper now. You're just gonna see what's going on, and that's cool, but a lot of people are trying to dive deep into certain avenues, and a lot of that takes focus and not too many distractions. And sometimes you're just gonna find like your little niche markets. I think that's where I'm going with this. The people that are finding their niche markets, they're kind of staying in those lanes. They might jump on a current topic or a trend because it's just, you can't pass it up and you want to just get eyes on you because that's what people are caring about currently. But they're going to establish a niche, and that's how you're going to succeed these days. Because, like, take for instance, I don't know, like Yeti, like this Yeti company. Like, they have this little niche of expensive-ass water bottles. And you would think, oh, water bottles, that's pretty stupid and whatever. But, like, their stock's crushing it. It's an awesome product. And they kind of broke through, and now they're somewhat in the top leaderboard of, like, drinkware. That's a pretty, like, silly niche to have jumped into, and then realize, and then if you get big enough, then you're almost expected to have a say on a current topic or which side you're choosing. So it's just interesting to me that, like, the spins that get put on everything, and just how our attention is so laser focused in on kind of what they want us to focus on. Like, there's so many gnarly things going on in the world at all times. I mean, I don't want to go too crazy because, but just my point is that you want to make your mark on the world. I don't know if that's going to happen with just commentating on a current event that everyone else is also commentating on. If your goal is to make a mark or have an actual say or a free thing to say in a situation, because it's just so easy to just hop on a trend or on a thing that's going on. It doesn't really take too much thought, or it's not hard to agree with what everyone's saying and taking like a moral high ground. And it's not really a difficult thing. It's pretty easy because it makes sense. It just makes sense. So it's not a right or wrong or good or bad or anything. It's just an interesting kind of social aspect of how we live now. It's interesting to me, and my goal is just always just to be able to discuss topics that are in this that space of mainstream and out of the space, but just being able to discuss all that stuff is important. Like, that's what separates us from like China or something, where you can't even go on a lot of websites. You can't even have a individuality at all. You're just part of this humongous thing called China, and I don't know, maybe we used to get all our stuff from China. This is from China, probably. Yep, China. that's a whole other thing. My friend Craig, shout out to Craig, was telling me how kind of importing and exporting works. So that's what he did for a while. And it's just super interesting, is even when we have resources here, say wood or metal or something, we'll still put it on a boat in containers, ship it all the way to China, unload it. They'll build the little things there that we could build here, but they're doing it for so cheap that even sending it there and getting it sent back is cheaper than us paying normal wages here and it's having it made here. And that's pretty sad, right? And no matter how much companies want to say that they care and that they're philanthropists and that they want to do good in the world, the purpose of a business is to make profit, is to make money. That's just the purpose of a business. And if you're a corporation, that's obviously going to be your purpose. You could be like a small business or a individual or a sole proprietor or an LLC, a small one, and have like some honest feelings towards issues that you want to help. And then sometimes you're going to take away a little bit of your business, but you want to help things happen. But Bank of America or... that's a bad exception, because that's a bad example, obviously Bank of America or whatever, but just banks and businesses and all that, they'll jump on bandwagons and stuff just to kind of lie, or just to make money. It's just to make money. It's not lying. They can still care about stuff, but they know that will make them money, because that's the point of the business, is to make money. So hence, companies will still ship, because even Yeti is still made in China. I know they're trying to get their factory here. Or even Apple. You'll see Apple, designed, they'll kind of try to trick you, designed in California. And I love Apple. I'm not trying to, be too much of a hypocrite, but they'll say, designed in California and then made in China. So, same thing with them. And I still don't know how there hasn't been this giant uproar of like all these little kids building our cell phones and cameras in China or wherever. Like that seems like a pretty big injustice or whatever to me. But that still hasn't breached into trendy social media land yet. I don't know how or why. Maybe it is. Or maybe we just feel too silly like benefiting and using the device that is the problem and saying what the problem is on the device that is the problem. Trava, what's up, brother? You shredding today? Also, waves are going off today. I might go up to Ventura later. I'm still super sore from Snow Summit. Yeah, the waves are going off right now. Waves are going off. Waves have been going off all New Year, and they're going to keep going off for like a week. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. But when it gets big, then you got to go start searching for points and stuff, and then... and the weekend's coming, it's gonna get crowded. So I'm a little, you want to, weekend warriors, they can only surf on the weekend, so you kind of got to deal with all that, which is fine, but much prefer the weekday surf, and then, maybe in the morning or just midday when people are at work. But when the waves are really big, sometimes you have to concentrate more on when the tides are, when the winds are, when all that stuff is, and there's smaller windows. Luckily, growing up on the East Coast, we all know on the East Coast you get little like 3-hour swell windows every couple weeks, and if you miss that 3-hour window, you ain't getting jack. And that's why Kelly Slater is the best, because he had to grow up in Florida, in East Coast Florida, where there's more waves there than other spots on the East Coast, but it's still the East Coast, the Lake Atlantic. We have dubbed it, us natives or borners or livers. I'm glad I made this second coffee, y'all. I was debating just having I got my one foamy latte. And I was like, I'm kind of jacked. Probably be good. I'm really glad I made this. It's really good. This song's cool. This is Favy. This is Dallas Heller singing. He's freaking super talented. An amazing songwriter and guitarist and producer. He's good at making beats. He makes cool animations. Dallas Draws. Look up Dallas Draws. He's killing it. Let me see if I have any things laying around. Not at the top. Well, I guess I have one thing right here. Let's see. Oh boy. Do not want to spill coffee on my $4,000 MacBook. This is something he made. It's kind of cool. Get it, Sony. Get his head. Get Nelson. Yes. Well, the Nelson mixed with Butthead, I guess. So, yeah. He makes stuff like that. So, Dallas Draws. He's the man. Dallas, what's cracking? If you're tuning in, it's cracking. We're at the 30-minute mark. I didn't know how... I wanted this to be another long one. Really, it'd be cool to have these all be like an hour. Just to like really get her done. But I'm realizing the damn Instagram compression thing is kind of a big pain in the ass. Like, see, I put out my video from yesterday. And my Tinder experiment. I even made kind of a thumbnail. I thought I was going to pop off. Oh, it's premiering now. Okay. I was about to complain. No. Oh, there it is. I was about to complain about not having any views, but it's just premiering right now, so we'll let that slide. Hey, what's going on? Also, I put on captions on that other one. I think now that's a new thing Instagram's whipping up, is like auto captions that you can turn on and off. And that's pretty sick, because they say captions really help with just watching it. A lot of times you're scrolling on your phone and you're not necessarily have any volume. You're just scrolling. So when you have the captions, you can at least kind of like have your volume still down, and then, you know, you're reading the caption, you know what's going on. You know, you're not just, oh, what's he saying? I'm gonna go to the next video. So it can kind of lure you in more, having the captions. It gets more engagement. Also, the first 4 to 8 seconds is super important. And if your videos are really short like that, it'd be good to have some kind of captions or wording. It can just kind of, it can increase the engagement. Or whatever. Stuff I don't care about, but you're forced to care about if you want anyone to see your crap. This song's cool. It's a little more half and half. So let's go on the agenda, guys and girls and other things. Unicorns. Oh yeah, we're perfectly exposed, but I look a little white. Maybe I'm just pale. We're perfectly exposed though. We're a little zoomed in. We're at about 22. And I think the active steady shot has like a 10% crop. So we're at like 24, which is sweet. This is the Tamron 17 to 28. And like I've said before, I wanted to maybe get the Sony 20mm. Or the Sony 20mm. That was the other option. I like having the wide though, wider than 20. Get it that the crop of 20 would be like 22ish. So I'm glad I have this. It's funny though. I thought I loved wide angle. I think the past me loved wide angle. The current me doesn't know about it. The current me doesn't know. Like, it kind of morphs. I got a big jaw. My face gets weird. It depends on where the camera is when it's shooting at you. So when I zoom in a little bit, though, it kind of changes. So, like, look. See, now I'm a little less, like, weird. But if we go, you know, all like this, and then see, my face is kind of getting a little, and then it's, you know, back to normal. So you want to find a happy medium. Unless you want the stylistic wide angle look. And that's why it's always, I like having zoom lenses as opposed to primes, because I usually just go out with the one lens. I don't typically bring a bag with multiple lenses when I'm just going out for like a run and gun quick shoot. Just more space, time, more heavy equipment. A lot of times I'm just going on like super long walks or bike or skateboard. So I like having a little bit of range in the lens. And with the zoom, you can get a couple different looks and etc. And a little more reach when you need it. Or if you're in a corner, you want to get the entire room. You don't have to, you can zoom out or go far back. But if you don't have enough focal range, doesn't matter how far back you're not going to be able to get the whole shot. So if you only have a few lenses, I would always say just get a couple, zooms that get all the millimeters of focal length from 15, 16, 17, 18 to 200. So you get 2 or 3 lenses in there that are all zooms, you're covering all your bases. So right now I have, my A7 III over here, which sadly is getting a little dusty because it's funny, the Sony doesn't want to leave my eye. It's getting a little dusty, but this is the Tamron 28 to 75, which is great. So I have 17 to 75 basically, and then I want to get the 7 to 75 to 200. So I'll have like a super zoom. This is like a mid zoom, and then for the super telephoto stuff. Yeah, I kind of want to do a travel comparison on this and the A7S III. There's a couple things. This grip is, I'm going to open this window for a sec. This grip is not as good as the A7 III. It's smaller, and my hand, you can see this, my hand kind of gets stuck. And then my knuckle hits this. So it's not really, so it's not as great of a grip. The A7S III has more of like a GH5 grip. It's a little longer. You can get your hand in there better. And then this joke of a flippy screen, it's better than nothing. I mean, at least it's not glued on like this, like Blackmagic or Canon does sometimes. But it's like, come on, dude, really? So you can't film yourself. You can't film like that. So that's why you get the mirror hack. Put this thing on there. And then look, you can, well, it's just upside down? I think it's upside, I don't know why I did, well, yeah, you put this on there. Oh, there, I don't know why. Put this on there. And then you, see, mirror, this mirror. It bounces off, and you can see yourself. So, it's a little hack. It's $20. It's called U-Rig. It's from Amazon, I think. Yeah. Cool little hack, little mirror right there, so you can kind of see. Little mirror. So that's a great little invention because the no flippy screen sucks, and then this has only the 8-bit, and you get some banding. So we're gonna see with this test if the 8-bit on here is going to band or not. I'm pretty interested to see. But yesterday, I mean, like I said earlier, I took a 44 gigabyte file and turned it into a 3 gigabyte file. And then it got shoved through Instagram's compression, and it still looks awesome. So that's great. And if need be, I can do that again with my LumaFusion hack. But we'll see how this goes in the 1080 land. Yeah. What else we got on the agenda? We're right around 40 minutes. We're kind of popping off. Chat was popping earlier. That sounds cool. Let me get a couple of good sips in here. Yeah, so I don't know my surfing plans here. I should do something. The room's a mess. I still gotta unpack snowboard gear. Also, big update. So, another Christmas gift. Pops hooked it up with a drone. So I'm joining the drone crew. Big announcement just dropped just now. 40 minutes in. Drone life. I only just learned how to fly a drone. Shout out John Luff. Just learned how to fly it. Surprisingly easier than I thought. But we'll see. I need to get it ready, test it out a little bit. I'm in a little more of a busy area, so I'm just pretty clueless on drone life. So I might need to do more research on if I can just go outside and like try it, or if this area exactly is okay or not. It'll probably tell me on the app. But yeah, so drone life. So I'm feeling pretty good with gear. I'm pretty lucky and frothed. I was curious if anyone knows, can you just use a drone like on the ground just as a wide angle camera? Like a C cam, just not even flying and just sitting there? I was kind of wondering. And then also, what's the millimeter on the drone? I got the Mavi Air 2, I believe. Mavi Air 2. So I'm excited about it, but you know, I think that wraps it up, y'all. For around 40 minutes, kind of jamble on a bunch. Yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy your day and have a good weekend. Peace.